Anyone can achieve these results with the Norton Diamond Disc pads. Walter Industrial and Sanitary Supply is going to show you how to use these simple steps with some basic equipment to achieve these results on several types of surfaces, from concrete, travertine, limestone, marble, terrazzo, both Portland-based and resin-based. Some basic supplies that you'll need would be some Norton Diamond Disc pads, a squeegee, a wet-dry vacuum, a standard floor machine, either weighted or with a pad driver. Optionally, you can use an auto scrubber or a burnisher, propane or electric. Extra supplies that you would need for the wet look would be the Norton Grizzly pads and some Majestic stone polishing compound. Norton Diamond Disc pads come in 4 grits, from restoration to maintenance: coarse, medium, fine, and very fine. They also come in a variety of sizes to handle different types of equipment, from 7-inch to 27-inch. The 7 inches for right angle grinders to do stairs, walls, showers, vanities, and detail work. 10 to 17-inch for Cymex, auto scrubbers, and small floor machines. 20 to 27-inch for large floor machines, auto scrubbers, burnishers, both electric and propane. The Norton Diamond Disc pads on a smooth surface can give you anywhere from 50,000 to 150,000 square feet. Square footage will vary depending on the surface you are polishing and the level of gloss you desire, from a honed flat finish, a satin silky gloss, or a highly polished showpiece. The Norton Diamond Disc pads can be used either wet or dry. We have had the best results for restoration using the pads wet with just plain water. For an over-the-top wet look, you can achieve that with the Majestic polishing compound and a Grizzly natural hair pad. A regular maintenance program can be done dry on a burnisher or wet on an auto scrubber to maintain the shine level you desire. Let's get started. First, you need to make sure the surface is clean of any foreign material. This floor that we are going to be demonstrating on has some scratches and has lost its polished gloss, so we are going to demonstrate a restoration process and start with the number 1 coarse pad on a weighted machine. We have found that using small amounts of water with the Norton Diamond Disc pad system helps keep the dust down and achieves a consistently smooth surface in less time. We like working about a 4x4 area and going over it 2 different directions to eliminate any streaking. If you move the floor machine in a counterclockwise direction, you can keep the bulk of the slurry in the center of your work area. If you also judge your speed by the distance between your swirl marks, depending on the condition of the floor, we find that about an inch between swirl marks gives you the correct speed. Continue with the same pad over the entire area to be polished, making sure to overlap a few inches with every section you are polishing. Use a squeegee to check your work and make sure that the surface looks consistent. After each area is completed, be sure to wet vac and rinse up the slurry from the polishing process. If the surface is in good condition, you can start with any level of grit. You don't need to start with the number 1 coarse pad on all floors. Continue to repeat the same process, advancing to the next pad until you have achieved your desired gloss. The Norton Diamond Disc pads use a patented cultured abrasive that is blasted with the sonic process to fracture the abrasive crystals. So when you are using the Norton pads, the abrasive breaks off, repeatedly giving you a new fresh cutting edge that allows you to get the square footage that we described earlier. Normal abrasives on competitive pads will become dull and rounded, giving you only a few thousand square feet of coverage or requiring a liquid lubricant to keep the pad from overheating. This same 4 or 5 step process can be used with an auto scrubber, wet, or electric or propane burnisher, dry. Even with the passive dust collection system on the Clark electric burnisher, the number 1 coarse pad can be a little dusty, so you can mix and match the process between wet and dry for your particular situation. You can maintain the same level of gloss year-round by implementing a maintenance schedule to use only the last pad that brought you to the level of gloss desired. This process can be done with a floor machine, an auto scrubber, or with a burnisher. You need to determine how damaged the surface is that you are going to be polishing. You also need to identify the level of gloss you want to obtain. From a honed dull surface, a silky satin gloss, or a highly polished showpiece. In this video, after the number 4 very fine pad, we have added an optional step. If you want to quickly achieve the wet look, you can do so with the Norton Grizzly hair pad and some Majestic stone polishing compound. To do so, pour out a small amount of water on the floor and spread out about a half a scoop of the Majestic stone polishing compound. Place your floor machine on top of the compound and go over the floor in 2 different directions. Usually you only need to make a quick pass in both directions to reach the high gloss that the compound will produce. Wet vac up the solution and rinse as we have done with all the previous steps. The compound is embedded in the bottom of the grizzly pad and can be used on several sections before new compound will need to be added. Be sure to rinse each section as you complete it before advancing to the next one. You can keep the process green by stopping after the number 4 very fine pad and not using the compound process at all. One of the benefits of using the number 4 very fine diamond disc pad on a regular maintenance program is that the gloss will continue to be enhanced as we are demonstrating with the Clark 2000 RPM electric burnisher. To order your Norton Diamond Disc pads or Majestic compounds and cleaners, call 303 or 1-800-455-1960, or you can reach us online at walterindustrial.com.